SpaceX is pushing the boundaries of spaceflight once again as anticipation builds for Starship Flight 8. With new leaks hinting at a potential launch date, excitement is at an all-time high. But before this next monumental test, SpaceX is putting Starship through extreme challenges to ensure it's ready for the journey ahead. So, with the launch date seemingly locked in, what's SpaceX's next big move? Let's dive into the latest updates and what to expect from Flight 8. We're diving into the biggest updates from Starbase as SpaceX prepares for Flight 8. The second orbital launch pad is making rapid progress, and the chopstick arms have undergone initial testing. Plus, SpaceX just secured a key legal victory, and a major vote could soon turn Starbase into an official city. Stay tuned for all the details. After successfully completing static fire testing, a key milestone for Flight 8, both Starship 34 and Booster 15 have returned to the production site for final integration and system checks. Engineers are conducting structural inspections, plumbing and avionics verification, and hardware installations, including the booster's hot stage ring, along with other necessary upgrades. Inside the Star Factory, 10 Starlink satellite simulators, which will be deployed from Ship 34 during the mission, have been spotted and will soon be loaded into the vehicle. This deployment test is a critical step in validating Starship's payload deployment mechanism, laying the groundwork for future launches involving Starlink Gen 3 satellites. Once all preparations are complete, both Ship 34 and Booster 15 will be transported to the launch site for a full-stack wet dress rehearsal. This involves loading the vehicle with propellant and conducting a simulated countdown, ensuring that all rocket and ground support systems function correctly before the actual launch. In parallel to vehicle preparations, the launch pad is also being prepared for this crucial testing phase. Over the past week, the launch tower's chopstick arms and Ship Quick Disconnect system have undergone testing. The QDRM, responsible for delivering propellants, gases, electric power, and communication signals to the upper stage, was assessed for smooth operation, while the chopstick arms were tested for opening and closing functionality, verifying post-Flight 7 upgrades. A successful wet dress rehearsal will be the final milestone before Starship Flight 8 can proceed to lift off. With these updates, the most reliable information available confirms that Starship Flight 8 is currently planned for no earlier than February 26, with multiple backup dates extending into early March to accommodate potential changes in schedule. The second orbital launch pad has made significant progress over the past week, with key developments in both the launch tower and flame trench. Following the completion of cable reeving, actuator installation, and other subsystem integrations, the Tower B chopstick arms showed their first signs of operation. Both arms recently underwent a short opening and closing test, confirming that the systems controlling their horizontal movement are functioning as expected. However, before they can be fully operational, SpaceX must complete the remaining works, including the installation of control and communication systems, sensors, hydraulic lines, and power distribution cables. Once these systems are in place, a series of validation tests will be conducted to ensure operational readiness. These will include a range of movement tests to verify proper hinge operation and synchronization between the arms. The arms will also be moved vertically to their highest position and tested repeatedly to ensure reliable operation. To assess structural integrity and load handling capability, engineers are expected to perform load tests using water bags, simulating the forces the arms will endure during rocket stacking and catching operations. Only after successfully passing these tests will the tower arms be deemed ready for full operational use. Additionally, cladding panels have been delivered to the launch site for installation on the launch tower, providing thermal protection for the tower and its critical infrastructure against the intense heat and plume of the Super Heavy booster during liftoff. Meanwhile, the storage tanks spotted at the port of Brownsville 3 weeks ago have begun arriving at the launch site and are being integrated with the existing tank farm infrastructure. Several new heat exchangers and pumps are also being installed to accommodate the expanded propellant capacity, enabling faster propellant loading into the vehicles. The installation of these tanks, along with potential future additions, will significantly increase the site's propellant storage capacity, supporting both launch pads and ensuring sufficient resources for an accelerated Starship launch cadence in the future. The flame deflector system is also under construction, with teams currently installing water spray channels. This deflector system redirects and disperses exhaust gases produced during liftoff while the water spray absorbs heat and dampens acoustic energy, reducing stress on nearby structures. Once the flame trench construction is completed, the launch mount and flame diverter will be installed and integrated into the pad structure. Given the current development pace, Pad B is on track to become fully operational by mid-2025. Recent developments indicate SpaceX is strengthening its position at Starbase through key legal and regulatory wins, shaping how it will operate in the future. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality approved a wastewater permit for SpaceX's Starship launch operations, allowing the company to discharge up to 358,000 gallons of water from its deluge system into nearby wetlands during tests and launches. They claim that the uncontrolled discharge threatened wetlands and local wildlife, demanding a stricter regulatory oversight, civil penalties, and a comprehensive environmental review before any further launches. However, after an investigation, the Commission ruled that the deluge water discharge did not pose significant environmental harm and that opponents failed to provide new factual evidence or demonstrate direct ecological damage. Critics had raised concerns about potential heavy metal contamination and inconsistencies in SpaceX's permit application. However, after reviewing the available data, the Commission found no substantial basis for these objections and denied all requests for additional hearings or reconsideration of the permit. According to the request for reconsideration filed in this manner, not find that the requesters identified new factual information or an error that would alter the executive director's decision. So in conclusion, would deny all the hearing requests and RFRs and issue the permit. Notably, this approval comes after SpaceX was fined $152,000 last year for operating the deluge system without proper authorization. In response, Save RGB voluntarily dismissed its lawsuit against SpaceX for alleged Clean Water Act violations, though it continues to challenge a separate permit regarding treated wastewater discharge into the bay. With this permit secured, SpaceX can legally operate the deluge system up to 30 times a year, eliminating a legal hurdle that could have delayed future Starship launches. At a production site, teams have recently completed the stacking of Ship 35 inside Mega Bay 2, with the next phases of integration now in progress. Ship 35 is currently assigned to the 9th flight test and could be the first Starship to undergo mid-air recovery using the launch tower arms. To facilitate this, the vehicle will be outfitted with catch lugs, which will be mounted below its aft flaps. These lugs are critical structural components that will bear the forces exerted during the high-risk landing maneuver. Over the past week, technicians reinforced the area around the catch lugs with double plates, strengthening the structure to withstand the immense loads of a catch attempt. These lugs and the surrounding airframe will endure extreme mechanical stresses as the tower arms absorb the vehicle's momentum during capture. Once ongoing work is completed, including aft flap installation, remaining heat shield tile placement, and the integration of electrical, hydraulic, and avionics systems, Ship 35 will be prepared for cryogenic proof testing. Meanwhile, Ship 30 SIXS nose cone and payload bay assembly have been moved from the Star Factory to Mega Bay 2, marking the beginning of its full-scale stacking operations. Notably, the nose cone has been pre-installed with catch lugs for a mid-air recovery attempt. During the 10th flight test, Ship 36 is expected to be paired with Booster 17, which is currently being assembled inside Mega Bay. The oxygen tank section was stacked 2 weeks ago, and methane tank sections were recently spotted moving into the building for stacking. Once both tank sections are fully assembled, they will be joined to form the boosters. Primary structure. Following this, engineers will proceed with installing plumbing, avionics, and other essential flight systems, bringing Booster 17 closer to rollout and testing. Thank you for tuning in for the latest science news and Starship updates. And that's about it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and that's all for today's update. If you enjoyed watching and found it useful, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And if you want to support our channel and if you want to be up to date, you can become an exclusive member, so click on our perks through the link in the description below. Thanks to watching and see you next time.